Hello friends, today's topic. The delay wasn't caused by weather. It started with one emotional decision. Captain, charters are asking if we can still make the berth window. The message arrived at 0415 in the morning. Outside the sea wasn't bad. Visibility was good. The engine was performing normally. Nothing looks dangerous, at least not yet. The master looked at weather routing report again. A low pressure system was developing ahead. Not severe, but enough to reduce speed later in the voyage. If they managed current speed, they might just make the window. If they slowed early and avoided the weather, they would almost certainly miss it. Commercial pressure had quietly entered the bridge, and that's where many shipping problems begins. Not with weather, not with machinery, not with navigations, with pressure. The dangerous part is the pressure rarely announces itself. It arrives disguised as opportunity, disguised as efficiency, disguised as just one small adjustment. The master knew the voyage instructions. He knew the schedule. He knew the expectations. But he also knew something else. A missed berth window cost money. A poor decision can cost far more. Back in the office, operation were receiving calls. Charters wanted updates. Terminal schedules were changing. Everyone wants certainty. But certainty is a luxury shipping rarely provides. The operations superintendent looked at the same weather report, the same voyage data, the same ETA calculation. Two people, different locations, same pressure. And this is where something interesting happens. Most people assume bad decisions come from lack of knowledge. In reality, they often come from emotional influencing judgment, fear, frustration, urgency, even excitement, especially excitement, because excitement makes risk look smaller than it really is. We have all seen it: a profitable cargo, a strong freight market, a last minute opportunity, a schedule that looks achievable on paper. Suddenly, everyone focuses on what can go right. Very few ask what can go wrong. The most expensive mistakes in shipping are often made when things look promising, not when they look dangerous. The master sat quietly for a moment. No dramatic speeches, no heroic decision, just a pause. A simple pause. Then he called the office. We may miss the berth window. Silence. Nobody likes hearing those words, especially when money is involved. Then he continued, but we will arrive with a safer margin and more operational flexibility. Again, silence. But this time the conversation changed. They stopped discussing hope. They started discussing reality. The berth window was eventually missed. The vessel arrived later than planned. The charters were unhappy. Schedule had to be adjusted. On paper, it looked like a setback. But 3 days later, another vessel attempting to maintain a more aggressive schedule encountered severe weather delays and operational complications that created a much larger disruption. The difference wasn't luck. The difference wasn't experience. The difference was emotional control. One decision was driven by pressure, the other was driven by judgment. And that's lesson every maritime professional eventually learns. The sea is not always the biggest challenge. The market is not always the biggest challenge. Sometimes the biggest challenge is controlling what happens inside your own mind when pressure start building. Because Emotional pressure changes how people see situations. Urgency creates shortcuts. Excitement hides risk. Ego rejects feedback. Fear magnifies problem. But calm thinking creates option. And option creates better decision. So the next time you receive that difficult email, that unexpected delay, that last minute commercial request, pause. Ask yourself one question. Am I responding to fact or am I reacting to emotions? Because the most dangerous storm in shipping is not always outside the vessel. Sometimes it's the one quietly forming inside the decision maker. And that storm never appears on a weather chart. Thank you.